Hey everyone, AstroNerdBoy. A lot of people have been asking me about this Kickstarter that has come up for the Tenchi Muyo American Omnibus Edition. And so I thought, since so many people have been pinging me about this, I would talk about it a bit. Now, what we have here is a company called uh, Armiger Entertainment. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. Who are doing this. Now, what are they licensing? Well, back in the day, Pioneer, who was the distributor for the Tenchi Muyo Ryoki OVA series and all the other Tenchi products for a while, created a sub company called Pioneer Anime Entertainment, or P Anime Entertainment. They commissioned a Tenchi Muyo comic book, Western style. Well, Japanese style, as you see in the artwork here, but American style in that it was an American comic book, not a manga. Written by J.D. Caldron and drawn by Matt Lunsford. And this series ran for 6 episodes now, or 6 issues. And what I understand, what I hear, is that there was some financial shenanigans that went on. Someone stole some money from this Pioneer Anime Entertainment, and they killed all their products. So they didn't just do Tenchi Muyo; they did some other Pioneer titles, put them out in American comic book form, and so that's why they ended up terminating the whole thing. Don't know much about it. That's what I read online for what, if you can believe that kind of stuff. I've also heard that the comics were didn't really sell that well also. So, it could be both factors. I have read them, and we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so Armiger Entertainment, and again, I apologize if I'm getting that wrong, is a new company. This does appear to be a legitimate company. An LLC, I'm told, was formed last year. So, do appear to be legitimate. They don't have like a website. As of this recording, they did not have a domain registered, even though they reference one. So not sure what's going on there. That's generated a lot of red flags, and then that's something that's come up with people who've asked me about this. But in my research and talking to different people, this company appears to be founded by a group of passionate Tenchi Muyo fans, but they are fans who don't like what Kajishima Sensei has done with the anime over the last while. So basically, they feel he's gone off the rails. They want to create, ultimately, a new Tenchi in comic book form, I guess. And hopefully they're hoping that they can be successful and do what they feel will be better stories than what the canon storyline has been. So that's kind of what I found out about Armiger Entertainment. Again, I apologize if I had that wrong. But they also talk about that they have the right of first refusal for any medium. Now, I'm not really sure if they actually mean any medium or not. The thing is that, I kind of doubt that the rights holder in Japan would give some unknown company rights of first refusal for anything that comes out of Japan for Tenchi. I just don't believe that. My own experiences working for or with Seven Seas and other people in the publishing industry over the years. Now, Japan does not deal with it. They're not going to give a nobody, even with a nobody with money, just unlimited rights. So what I think is meant here on the website, what I think is meant is that they have rights of first refusal for the comic books. That's what I think they mean. So, which would make sense. That it would be a narrow scope. There's been no demand, and naturally, Armiger Entertainment would want to not let someone else come in there and try to buy the rights out from under them. So, I mean, it's a natural thing to do to protect themselves and make sure that as they're trying to raise money for this project, if they end up doing that, that no one else can pull the rug out from under them is basically what I'm getting at. So it makes sense. That doesn't really bother me. I just think the wording kind of makes it sound like they have right of first refusal for any medium coming over. No. If Japan, I don't think that's correct. If Kajishima Sensei does a new anime and that comes over, Crunchyroll is not going to have to wait for Armiger to say, oh yeah, we don't want to license OVA 7 or whatever. So there is that. Now, as we see here, their goal ultimately, and we've kind of mentioned this before, is that if they're successful in their campaign, then they will go on to make future comic books. I believe that's what the goal is. And continue to tell their stories that they want to tell. So, I mean, if you're a Tenchi fan, you know, hey, that sounds pretty cool, right? What else do we have here? I don't think there's anything else. There's a promotional vehicle. There's a promotional video out on YouTube, and it's on the Kickstarter page. And I have a link to the Kickstarter page in the description, but yeah, you can watch that. It's narrated by the English voice actress who did Ryoko. So there's that. Now, my own thoughts on this, because a lot of people have asked me about this as well. So first, I wish them well. If this is all legitimate, if they can do everything, I wish them well, and I hope they succeed. I'm not gonna. You guys know, or people who know me know that I'm basically only into the canon storyline. I have nothing against any of the spin-offs, Tenchi Universe, any of the other Tenchi products that have come out. I've watched everything Tenchi that's ever been done. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good. But for me, and even in the canon storyline, some of them are good, some of them are not so good. But I just prefer the canon storyline. It's just me personally. That's all there is. It's just a personal taste thing. But I do wish them well. Now, as to the comic book series itself, you know, I'm not so sure about that. I read these years ago when I visited Tortuga, and they were not good to me. And I'm talking, and I don't mean well, they're not canon, so I don't care. No, I mean I love Tenchi Universe. It's not canon, but I love it. I think it's a very enjoyable anime series. But that said, this is, to me, the American comics were worse than Tenchi in Tokyo, which is a bad. It was like, woof, that's a bad take on the Tenchi franchise. So, you know, I don't know. I'm really not sure what the market is for this. I don't know that. I feel kind of bad. I kind of almost wish if they were going to do like new stuff that they would just done new stuff. I get why they're doing this. They're wanting to just pick this up and then, you know, maybe improve upon these stories. But yeah, when I read these 6 comic books, it was like, yeah, they were just terrible to me. They were not even. It was just. It almost felt like people who didn't really know Tenchi at all, who were just writing stuff and whatever, and that's fine. I mean, you know, some people bought it, but like I said, from what I understand, you know, it wasn't really a big seller. So I don't know. I don't know how successful they'll be. I mean, they may. I may be proven wrong, and if I am, hey, that's awesome. But you know, for me, this project, I just can't. There's 2 reasons I can't get behind it. One is because I just don't, you know, I don't like the comic. And 2, when there was a project that I did support years ago, and I spent some money on this project, and it's still technically alive, but I've lost my money. I'm never going to get what they promised. And this was a huge thing. It was endorsed by celebrities who found out about it. it had huge hype, and then it just poof, you know. And you know, occasionally I still get an email saying, "Oh yeah, we're still doing stuff," but you know, I'm never gonna get what I paid for. So you know, I just don't do. I've never done another fundraising campaign unless I actually physically know the people involved, and then I'll support it. But otherwise, I just have no desire to back something. You know, the people I don't know personally, and they may mean well, and just things fall apart. So you know, I just personally, I just can't do it. But I do wish them well. I hope that, you know, if they get their 20,000 and they can license it and stuff. I do question though, because this doesn't say. Maybe they'll have more details later when the launch happens. But I do wonder if they have access to the actual source artwork that was used to create the comics, or if they're just scanning printed comics. Because if it's the latter, but if it's the former, then you know they have a chance to make something really good if they use, you know, a decent printer, a print company, a good, you know, good quality paper, and all other stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, you can let me know down in the comments below what you think about all this. Are you planning on supporting these guys if the campaign goes live? Did you ever read the American comics? Kind of curious. Not a lot of people have. Very few people have. So I'd be curious to see if you did or not. That aside, hope you liked the video. If you do, like, subscribe, all the other stuff. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.